Hello, I'm Keith Jeffrey. Now retired and working as a consultant, I ended my formal career as Director IT for Science and Technology Facilities Council in UK, running a department of 140 people with 360,000 users of our computers, covering everything from cosmology to performance art. This lecture concerns defining what is a VRE. VRE means Virtual Research Environment. Originally, the UK Open University defined a VRE as a system for making available online student course material, communication system, access to research digital objects, and course management. The UK JISC, that is the Joint Information Systems Committee, defined a VRE as an environment to support research. The VRE concept is roughly equivalent to SG, Science Gateway, in North America, or VL, Virtual Laboratory, in Australia. Here on the slide is illustrated the transition in research from reading to using a computer system to support the research. Actually, the person is a very much younger me. The key services in researcher support are access to find and use the assets required for the research, such as data, publications, software, workflows, computing facilities, cooperation and communication to allow researchers to work together cooperatively and with others, observation, experimentation and simulation support to assist the researcher in managing the collection of data and recording the essential additional metadata information. Office system functions such as email, IP phone, word processing, spreadsheets, and to use them with the research information collected. Scholarly publication support to produce research papers for disseminating the results of the research. This may well be done cooperatively with multiple authors. And finally, administration and management support, for example, for grant proposals writing, completing timesheets, and expense claims. All this involves providing a catalogue of assets so that the user can discover them based on query of the catalogue. The catalogue metadata not only assists discovery, but also contextualization, that is, the relevance and quality of the asset for the user purpose. The metadata entry in the catalogue leads the user to the asset, which may be downloaded, composed with other assets, or executed in a workflow. This is a means for geographically separate researchers to intercommunicate, even from adjacent rooms. It's used for recording cooperative agreements and actions to support the research decision-making. It is best to have multimedia for maximum communication. There are two aspects to this: provision of a laboratory notebook facility for recording the parameters of data taking with other metadata and data, and the scheduling of observations, experiments, simulations, especially if multinational or multidisciplinary teams are involved. I'm sure you're all familiar with standard office functions such as email, IP phone, calendar, tasks, contacts, word processing, spreadsheet and others that are needed by a researcher in their everyday work. It is also important to have provided standard templates appropriate to the organization, the project, the cooperation, to ensure uniformity of style and brand of the research. Research publication is an important part of a researcher's life. This involves discovering suitable publication channels based on topics, impact factors, policies and costs. Then the researcher needs support to download the publication templates, and record the steps in the publication process. The researcher also needs support to generate publication entries with metadata for their personal bibliography. Finally, and importantly, the researcher needs tools to make their publications available open access. Researchers are busy people. They need support for the administrative tasks such as time recording for reporting to funders, management of travel from booking to claim, downloading of funder template forms for writing research proposals, and CV, that is curriculum vitae, maintenance. Depending on associated organizational systems, the researcher may also be able, with appropriate tool support, to keep up to date her personal web page within the organization. Here we see the two cycles. The blue one is the research cycle from idea through proposal, then project producing publications. The orange one is the research process itself, from collecting data through observation, experiment or simulation to data management, data analysis and data sharing. Here we see the set of projects funded by the European Commission H2020 programme in the area of VREs. VICEAM is based in Southeast Europe and covering several domains. MUG is dealing with the domain of multiscale genomics. Open DreamKit provides mathematics resources. Bluebridge, this VRE consists of several environmental science VREs. VRE for EIC, this project provides a reference model and components for VRE. Westlife is a VRE for biosciences. Everest is a VRE for environmental sciences. SciGaia is a special kind of VRE providing resources for research and education in Africa. Some are domain-specific, e.g. MUG or Open DreamKit. Some enable VRE access to specific domains, e.g. Bluebridge for several environmental domains. Some provide a gateway to existing other resources, e.g. Everest. Some are more general, providing resources for regions, VICEAM and SciGaia. Finally, VRE for EIC provides a reference model and components to encourage common VRE development and cross-linking of VREs to allow multi-domain research. Let us look at each one in turn. VICEAM provides resources for various research domains for Southeast Europe and the East Mediterranean in a repository with archiving and discovery services. MUG handles multiscale genomics with access to information, including analytical tools, and access to underlying e-infrastructure services such as computation. Open DreamKit provides a cooperative space for mathematicians to work together on mathematical transformations. The architecture allows sharing of ideas and proposals for such transformations. Bluebridge provides a set of sub-domain-specific VREs utilizing pre-existing tools from a project named D4Science and research infrastructures to provide the information, all linked to e-infrastructures such as large data stores and computation. VRE for EIC provides a reference architecture and components to allow communities to build interoperating VREs. The architecture is designed as packaged services, which may be adopted by others and within which there are microservices so that individual modules within the services may be replaced as better or more relevant modules become available. Westlife provides a VRE to link existing bioscience domain portals to various infrastructure facilities. In this case, the architectural diagram has the E-infrastructures for storage and computation at the top and the user at the bottom. The VRE manages metadata concerning the computing jobs dispatched to the E-infrastructures. Everest deals with environmental data and provides a VRE based on the concept of research objects. The slide illustrates the complexity of the architecture, but clearly distinguishable are the user, the services, and the data clusters of components. SciGaia provides resources covering various domains in Africa, searchable using metadata, and encourages uptake of the developing E-infrastructure. Looking to the future, interworking requires convergence, interoperation, better user interfaces, better APIs, that's application processing interfaces, while standardization is encouraged through the RDA, that's the Research Data Alliance, VRE interest group, which was initiated by VRE for EIC and Everest. Both of the above require a rich metadata catalog with formal syntax and declared semantics for the assets required and used by a researcher. On the left of the screen, VRE is providing the user interface to silos, including a domain-specific research infrastructure and underlying E-infrastructure, precludes cross-domain research. A layered architecture separating research infrastructures from E-infrastructures, as seen on the right, permits cross-domain research using a suitable VRE. A reference architecture for VREs to enable cross-domain research has been pioneered by VRE for EIC. VRE for EIC is part supported by the European Commission H2020 Work Programme through Grant 676247. And finally, here you may find references to access details on the VREs mentioned in this module.